In this video, I'm going to flip through the month of June in my Erin Condren Monthly Planner to see how I used it and what worked and what didn't and what I will be doing or not doing going forward. Hi, I'm Kristen and I'm on a journey to uncomplicate my life with functional planning and imperfect home management. If you're like me and you need a gentle reminder to just keep it simple, please make sure you're subscribed and I'll be right back. So this is how I used my Erin Condren Monthly Planner in the month of June. And when I purchased this planner to use for the beginning of 2023, I had intended to finish the whole planner for the year. But then I decided I wanted to switch to the academic year. I wanted to have all of my plans match my son's school schedule. So I did get the new release monthly planner in the Inspire design, and so my Harmony colorful monthly planner is kind of getting retired, and she's been so good to me, and I have just loved every minute of working in this planner. And I have still 6 months left in here that I can use for anything else I want. So, I mean, we're not throwing her away or anything like that, but let's go to June and see how I used the planner in June. So in the monthly spread here, I have all of the plans that I made during the plan with me, and then I did add some things after the fact. I ended up using a lot of the these labels that come in the back of the planner because I had moved stuff around. You can see I used a lot. I was moving stuff around and my stickers were not always available when I needed to put something in. So I would just go to the back, and that's what these are for. And I always forget to use them. Raise your hand in the comments if you always forget to use these, or if you just use them all the time. Let me know. Like, do you use these? Do you forget about them? I always forget about them, but I went ahead and used them here and I liked it, and I want to use them more often, but I have such a huge collection of stickers and I got to stop buying stickers if I want to use these ones. So, you know, it's hard sometimes, but I had written here in marker, the power was out for 2 days. It was not good, but we lost all our groceries. It was sad to throw away that much food, but you know, such is life in the big city. I live in Texas and our energy grid is not ideal, and in the summer we have a lot of storms, but we also have a lot of stress on our energy grid with using for air conditioning and such. And so I think we just have, you know, when we have storms and high winds and trees fall down and land on power lines and transformers blow, and I mean, the whole city was out of power for a while, so rambling about power doesn't matter. Okay, over here I never ended up checking these things off. These are like my monthly reset tasks, and it's because I didn't do them. So I did do my wallpapers, but I didn't do my other things. I wrote some things here. This was I'm trying to use this as the to-do list over here because I don't ever use the sidebar. But I never come back and check things off of this, I noticed, because like I'll write stuff into like I'll fill it in on my weeks and then I check it off there, and I never think to do that. So that's another way I kind of need to see if that's working. I'm going to keep doing it, but we'll assess as we go. So again, in case you're not familiar, I redate my planner to be a Monday start using stickers that I made on and cut on my Cricut. And I do that because I prefer a Monday start. I also make my own instead of purchasing because I want it to be plain and white and not be like a colorful one like you would get if you purchased from a sticker shop. Erin Condren planners only come in Sunday start on the monthly, and I have to have a Monday start. It's a deal breaker. And so this is my solution to still get to use my beautiful beloved Erin Condren designs and paper, is I just go ahead and redate. So that is that, and then we go to the dashboard pages. When I was doing this, I remember during the plan with me, I was not feeling the colors, and then as the month went on, I ended up really liking them. And yeah, and looking at them now, I dig it. Like, I like these, and it doesn't feel summery. It feels like, I guess it feels like a summer, like sunset kind of situation, but I still like the colors together, and I like the holographic the holographic foil on these. This I had huge plans for. I even tried to do it in May and didn't. I was going to track habits in here as like a line chart. So I wanted to do like how many ounces of water, and then kind of like count and draw a dot and then connect the dots in different colors for different things like steps, hours of sleep, ounces of water, that kind of thing. And so I needed to find a scale that worked for all of them, but then I broke my watch, and so I wasn't counting steps, I wasn't counting sleep, and I just, it just didn't work out. I still want to do this, but also in the new monthly planner we have a different dashboard and tracking situation, so I don't know if this is going to end up happening. And the same with this. I didn't bring this over into the new month. I loved this. I did it in May, and I think I even did it in April, where I was trying to count the days and track the days I did some kind of movement, and then I wanted to write down here like how many minutes of movement I had. Let's see, did I do that in April? Yes, I did do something. And you see most of these times like I didn't do much movement. So I definitely didn't need this much space for it. I had intended to have some kind of daily movement, well, 5 times a week, and I just didn't. I didn't. I don't know. I don't have an excuse. I just didn't do it. And then here, scheduling stuff, it got scheduled. I didn't check it off. None of this happened. This was my home goal. None of that happened during June. These things did happen. I'll just check them off now. We didn't do any of this stuff. I did not have good nutrition or movement, and I did do a savings deposit. He went to tennis camp. That was just information about that. I do like using a dashboard. The new dashboard is a little bit different, and I'm kind of using it in a similar way, so it's not a big deal. I'll still bring over like my mom life stuff and my goals, and I'm tracking which home projects I'm doing. So we've got the same elements, just in a different way, which you will see in that new planner going forward. Turning the page, so I didn't use this page for anything, and then this page I put my printable full page menu sticker, and then had my menu filled out, and then just promptly forgot about it, didn't use it. We did have some of the things on the menu, but just not in that order or anything like that, and it made me realize that I was still trying to do too much, and I think I'm just in a season right now where I need everything to be literally as simple as possible. Like, we don't need recipes that have all these ingredients. Like, I just want to make food I already know how to make. I don't need to follow a recipe. I don't need to buy random new ingredients. Like, just easy stuff. And so that is how I changed it for July. We went back to basics with just as simple as humanly possible. So, well, maybe not as simple as possible, but just as simple as my kitchen typically will be. We just did all the most simple things for the month of July, and we just basically repeated the same thing each week instead of having that 6-month rotation. This was the first month I put it in here, and I loved the idea of it, and then I just overwhelmed myself with the food, and so I didn't look at it, but since I've changed that, I think it's going to work with the changes I've made. And then I just didn't use this for anything. I thought I might have that available to take notes on anything recipe related, maybe which ones we liked or didn't like or how we would change them, but I didn't end up making most of that, so this page didn't get used. Now here I have started into the weeks. So for June we have week 22, 23, 24, 25, and that is not. We'll get to that in a second. Let me move this out of the way. So week 22, I used some Planner Kate stickers and also my stash that matched to fill in. I only had the sheet of thin washi from the add-ons for this kit, and I just used it as headers for, I had Monday through Sunday in the boxes, and then I just had like a to-do list up here. And I didn't like this. There's no structure here, and it all just looks like scribbles on a page to me. I have learned that I like the very simple, basic overview that's like this. It looks a lot cleaner to me. And of course, fewer stickers is always better as far as my weekly plans goes. I did like the idea of tracking habits and stuff here, but just, you know, habit tracking and me, we've always struggled. We clash. So, you know, but I still like the idea of that. And if I wanted to track habits again, I would probably use situation like this. And so here, this was just a simple like pen and highlighter only, and I liked that. The lesson is always that I will always like something like this more than I will like something like this. That's just how my brain works. I like how it was fun with the different colors, but it was still very simple and like easy to look at. Here I tried to use some stickers made for the Hobonichi cousin, maybe. Maybe? I'm not really sure if it was the cousin or the weeks, probably the cousin. But I used those and I thought that turned out pretty good, and I did some little highlights here and that was fun. This one, I still didn't like that I didn't have any like bounding boxes. The same with here. So even though I don't like to put a lot of pen on the paper when I'm also using stickers, I still think I need to see the lines. I think that helps my eyes like ignore the rest of the stuff and only focus on the one thing. Like if I need to know what's happening on Thursday, I'm not seeing all this other stuff. Perhaps, I don't know. This, again, back to my tried and true here, and I was using some leftover stickers, and I used like the check boxes, and I don't like them. I'm never gonna purchase these on purpose. They usually come on a sheet that has other things, and then I feel bad not using them, and then I try to use them, and then I'm like, what, this is so messy, I don't like it. So it's just, I need to not use the check boxes. And but I did like having like this top 3 here. This week ended up being the week that the power went out, and everything kind of like shifted. All the priorities shifted. Things didn't happen that I thought would happen. I wasn't able to film everything I wanted to film. And then, that was like before the power outage. And then it just turned out that I wasn't able to make up that time when the power was out. And so, you know, that's just how life works out. And then I did end up saying to catch up on content on the weekends. And I still feel like I am running on like, catch-up mode for some reason, and I don't know why, but ever since this week I've been all discombobulated with my content schedule and my posting and my Instagram and my everything. It's not, something happened in my brain that broke everything, and I'm trying to get back to like a place that's more sustainable, which I do discuss in my like goals video. So then we move on to this page here, which is, it looks like my weekly plans, but it's not. I just drew this out to kind of as like a scratch paper because I had extra days left over, or extra pages left over. And so just to kind of figure out what happens on a daily and weekly basis in my home, and like what happens monthly and stuff like that. It was just kind of like a way to figure out some things and change up my weekly home cleaning routines and stuff like that. So that's how I used it here. It looks just like my weekly schedule, but it's just a kind of like a cheat sheet, like a scratch cheat sheet, I guess. Then blank page, and then my monthly review. And that is how I've kind of been using the monthly review every month anyways. So nothing really changed there. The thing that might change in the future though is I did get a Cultivate What Matters daily goal planner, and I did do a lot of the goal prep work in that, and then I moved all of my goals into my new planner. And I still might use the Cultivate What Matters stuff to do my reflections, because there's like a weekly reflections in that, and then there's also the monthly reflection. So it's similar questions, so I may just use that. I don't know. I am finding that I'm not really going back and looking at these pages. I had really good intentions of being able to review these pages and see, and sometimes I would in the video. When I'm making the video, I might flip back and say, oh, I said last month that this needs to happen. So we did do it that way, but that would also be together in that other planner. So I don't know yet if I will I don't like to do things twice if I don't need to. So like if I'm gonna do it in there, I'm not gonna do it in the Erin Condren. But if I end up doing it in the Erin Condren, I'm not gonna do it in there. So we'll just find out what happens, what I'm feeling like at the end of July to see, you know, if that worked or not. Another thing, at the end of July when I do this video, the flip through video for July, we're gonna have an extra planner in there because I have started using my memory planner starting in July. So that'll be fun. We'll have the monthly planner for my regular plans, and then we can look through my memory planner to see like all the pictures and memories from the month. So that should be pretty fun. Anyhow, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're still here with me, thank you so much for watching and being a part of my planning community. If you really liked the video, please consider subscribing because I have new videos like this 4 times a week, and I would love to see you in the next one. Until then, embrace your imperfections and just be you. Bye.